Hello OnPassive family, how are you all? This is Shaheen, proud brand ambassador of OnPassive. Email is a professional email etiquette, tips to help you communicate effectively at work. Email has become an integral part of workplace communication, and mastering email etiquette can be the difference between success and failure in a professional setting. In this article, we'll explore a few tips to help you communicate effectively at work through emails. From being mindful of tone and word choice to following proper formatting protocol, these tips will help you stay ahead of the game and ensure your emails are always well received. Email has become the primary form of communication in many workplaces. While it is a quick and easy way to communicate, it is also important to remember that email is a formal mode of communication. Just as you dress professionally and use polite language when speaking to clients or customers, you should also take care of your email communications. Here are some tips for maintaining professional email etiquette. Use a professional-sounding email address. If you have an unprofessional-sounding email address, create a new one for business communications. This will help ensure that your messages are taken seriously. Use a clear and concise subject line. The subject line should indicate the message's content. This will help the recipient know what the email is about and whether or not they need to read it immediately. Keep your messages brief and to the point. No one wants to read a long, rambling email message. Get straight to the point so your message can be read and understood quickly. Use proper grammar and spelling. This may seem like a no-brainer, but you would be surprised how often people make simple grammar and spelling mistakes in their emails. Take care to proofread your messages before hitting send. Avoid using all caps or excessive exclamation points. Using all caps in an email is the equivalent of shouting, which comes across as rude and aggressive. Excessive exclamation points have a 1. Write concise and clear subject lines. When it comes to email, first impressions matter. The subject line of your email is the first thing your recipient will see, so it's important to make sure that it's concise and clear. A good subject line will let the recipient know what the email is about and why they should care. On the other hand, a bad subject line can be confusing or off-putting and may cause the email to be ignored altogether. Here are a few tips for writing effective subject lines. Keep it short and sweet. Be clear and specific. Avoid using jargon or technical terms. Use actionable language. Make sure it accurately reflects the content of the email. 2. Come up with an appropriate tone for the conversation. Regarding professional email etiquette, one of the most important things to keep in mind is to come up with an appropriate tone for the conversation. Depending on the situation, you may want to use a formal or informal tone. If you're unsure which tone to use, err on caution and go with a more formal tone. Stick to using proper grammar and complete sentences. Generally, it's best to avoid using slang or abbreviations in professional emails. This can make you appear unprofessional and can be confusing for the recipient. If you need to apologize for something, do so clearly and concisely. Avoid making excuses or sounding defensive. Simply state what happened and why it was wrong. For example, I'm sorry for sending the report late. I didn't realize how long it would take to put together. End your email with a courteous sign-off such as, sincerely, or, thank you for your time. 3. Use appropriate language and grammatical structures. When writing professional emails, it is important to use language and grammatical structures appropriate for the workplace. Here are some tips to help you communicate effectively at work. Use formal language. Avoid using slang or jargon that everyone on your team might not understand. Make sure your grammar and spelling are correct. Nothing says unprofessional, like a mistake in your email. Use short, concise sentences. No one wants to read a long, rambling email. Get to the point quickly and efficiently. Be clear and concise in your communication. Ambiguity can lead to miscommunication and misunderstanding, so make sure your meaning is clear. 4. Avoid attachments when possible. When it comes to email attachments, it is best to avoid them when possible. This is because attachments can often be large and take up a lot of space, slowing down the recipient's computer. Additionally, attachments can sometimes be blocked by corporate email servers. If you need to send an attachment, make sure it is small and compressed. 5. Proofread your message before sending. Before you hit send, proofread your email for typos or grammatical errors. This will help ensure that your message is clear and professional. It's also a good idea to read your email out loud before sending it to make sure it sounds natural and error-free. If you spot any awkward phrasing, revise the email until it flows smoothly. 6. Don't forget to include a signature. When sending a professional email, don't forget to include a signature at the end. This standard practice shows you're taking the time to be professional and courteous. It's also a good way to ensure your contact information is readily available in case the recipient needs to contact you. Conclusion. Professional email etiquette is an important skill to master in the workplace. As long as you take the time to craft thoughtful emails that properly address all of the relevant points, you should have no problem conveying precisely what needs to be said without any miscommunication or confusion. By following these 7 tips, you will be able to communicate more effectively with your coworkers and colleagues and ensure that your emails are clear, concise, and professional. For more tech-related updates, visit www.onpassive.com. Thank you so much you all. Have a nice day.